So as some of you may know, I love to rank things in The Sims, whether it be traits or occults. I just really like to rank things. I have a whole entire playlist dedicated to me ranking Sims things, so if you want to see any of that, I'll leave a link down below. But last night, I was playing The Sims 3, and I noticed that my sim could set things on fire. Like, some people in my chat were like, CJ, is that a mod? Because, like, I clicked on a stove and my sim just, set it on fire. It was so weird, so random. I figured at one point it was probably a hidden skill, and then another person in my chat was like, yeah, it's a hidden skill, and I was like, ah. It also got me thinking about the other hidden skills in the game, and there's quite a few. I asked on Twitch if people would like for me to do a video where I rank them, and a lot of people were saying yes, so that is today's video. I'm gonna be ranking the hidden traits in The Sims 3. Now, if you don't know, hidden traits are kind of like normal traits, like grumpy or lucky. They're kind of like the normal traits, but these are hidden, meaning that you kind of have to like encounter these through gameplay. Some of these can also be inherited from your parents, but a lot of these you just kind of encounter through gameplay. You don't technically see them like in the trait panel. They just kind of are there in the background, if that makes sense. These are the hidden traits. There's also some other traits called technical traits, and those are like the traits that kind of like allow Sims to function properly in the game, to like recognize certain Sims. So like there's some for fairies, werewolves, the social groups and stuff like that. I'm not going to be talking about any of those. Those are like technical traits. These are the hidden traits. These are the ones that you can actually get on your Sims. So there's quite a few. I want to rank them all, but I'm ranking them in terms of how useful I think they are, because like some of these are useful, but some of these, in my opinion, just exist. So I have three different tiers. I have very useful, kind of useful, I guess, which is like our mid tier. It's kind of useful, but I don't think it's like the best. And then we also have the bottom tier, which is not useful. I would probably never use it or try to get my sim to have it. It just is there, in my opinion. Before we get into the video though, I always say on these kind of videos, this is my opinion, y'all. We can agree to disagree, but like, this is just my opinion. So like, let's just keep it cordial, okay? Also, I got all these pictures and I'm getting all my information from the Sims wiki. So I'll leave it linked down below if you want to just read over some of this stuff as well. I'm going to reference it because like some things I kind of forgot about and I don't know the name of some of these. So I'm just going to reference the Sims wiki today. So the first trait that we have is the burglar trait. Now I'm going to be honest, y'all, this one sounds cool in theory, but it doesn't really do anything. You'll get this on burglar NPC Sims, like, the ones that steal from you. You can also get this trait if your sim is level 7 of the criminal career. And all it really does is that it allows your sims to sneak when they walk. You just click on the ground somewhere and just hit sneak here and your sims will tiptoe. That's it. It's really just for the burglar sims and it doesn't really do anything. I was thinking at one point that maybe this would help you steal or like help you, do something, but no, it's just like a cosmetic thing. You just can sneak. That's about it. So for me, I'm going to put this in the not useful category because like it doesn't do anything. It's just there, So next up we have Future Sim, and this one I'm gonna honestly put y'all in the kind of useful, I guess, tier. This trait is found on Sims that live in Oasis Landing, and if you don't know, that's the world from Into the Future. Basically, the Sims and Plumbots that live in the future, they'll have like level 10 advanced technology skill. The advanced technology skill basically allows you to use futuristic objects better. So the food synthesizer, the jetpack, like all the futuristic stuff from Into the Future. The higher the level you have, the better you can use the object. So it's kind of just found on a lot of the NPCs that are in the world. There's a chance that your baby can have the hidden trait as well. You can also buy this trait if you use lifetime points. I'm gonna put this one in the kind of useful, I guess, because you can inherit it if you have a parent that's from the future, and also you could just buy it if you have lifetime points. So for me, it's like a dual purpose. I don't really think it's super useful to me personally because I don't really go to the future that often and I don't really use the futuristic objects even in the main game really, so like I don't really get a use out of this, but I think overall it's kind of useful because you can like buy the trait or you can just try to inherit it. So it's kind of useful. So next up we have the culture traits. Now we have the French, the Egyptian, and the Asian culture traits. Overall, all of these are kind of the same. So you find these traits on the Sims that live in China, Egypt, France. These are like the NPCs. You'll oftentimes see them doing like little idle animations or singing to themselves, or, if they're in China, they'll eat with chopsticks and stuff. So you really just see these on the NPCs. One cool thing about it is that you can have your sim learn the songs, like the cultural songs from these Sims, which is kind of useful, but like other than that, that's really pretty much it for the trait. To me, I can kind of see these as being like a technical trait because like your Sims can't inherit this. So as some of you may know, I'm doing the Jam Legacy over on Twitch, and I had a Sim Raiden who lived in China and he was like a native, but like none of his kids were able to get like the Asians culture skill. You can't really inherit these. They're just kind of there for like gameplay purposes. They're useful if you want your Sims to, be able to learn the culture and talk to the locals and stuff like that. But aside from like learning songs, your regular Sims won't be able to do any of the idle animations and anything like that. So to me, in my brain, these are like honorary technical traits in a way. But honestly, I'm just gonna put these in the kind of useful, I guess. You can get use out of these in the sense of you can like learn the culture skill from those Sims, but other than that, they don't really do that much outside of that, because like your Sims cannot inherit these. Your Sims can't really get these anyway, so they're kind of useful for your Sims to learn from those Sims, but other than that, they don't really do much. Yeah, and you really only see these in Sims that live in these worlds, so yeah, not really that useful in my opinion, but I'm just gonna put it in the mid tier. So next up we have the rocker trait. This one doesn't really do that much. So you get this trait if your Sim is level 7 of the music career. The only interesting thing with this trait is that sometimes your Sims will do a unique animation when there's music playing, but other than that, that's about it. It doesn't really do much. I'm pretty sure that since this one is tied to a career, your Sims cannot inherit it. So yeah, it doesn't really do much in my opinion. So I'm gonna put that one in the not very useful. It's cool, but it doesn't really do much. Now, next up we have Pyromaniac, and this is the one that my Sim ended up having. He was able to set stuff on fire, but I looked on the Sims wiki and there's a little bit more to this trait. So for this one, for one, in order for your Sim to get this one of the parents have to be a firefighter, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure my Sim's dad was a firefighter, I want to say. So that was kind of cool. So you can inherit this one. So that's kind of cool. And also, I'm looking on the Sims wiki right now, and it says that pyromaniacs are able to transmogrify any fruit into flame fruit, which is interesting because I didn't know that. Also, like when your Sim start a fire, it won't really destroy the object. It'll just be on fire for a little bit, which makes sense because my Sim set the stove on fire last night and nothing really happened to the stove. It was fine after that. Also, I'm looking back at the Sims wiki and it says that Sims can survive for up to 3 hours while on fire. So if your Sim is on fire, then basically they'll be okay as long as you put them out before 3 hours is up. Which honestly, who lets their Sim just be on fire for 3 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy. And it says right here, when they're on fire, their moodlet will be positive instead of negative. And looking back at the Sims wiki, it says when they are on fire, their moodlet will be positive instead of negative. So basically they like being on fire. I want to low-key test that when I play again because that's kind of crazy. And it also says eating flame fruit will recover some energy. So that is kind of cool too. I never knew that. Honestly, y'all, that is going to be really useful because I'm doing the Jam Legacy and we're going to be starting the Blackberry generation pretty soon, which is the last gen. If you want to see anything about the Jam Legacy, I'll post a link to the rules and a playlist to me playing it if you want to watch it. But like, my Sim is going to be super busy in the next generation, so like, that is going to be useful with the flame fruit. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in the very useful. I think this one is amazing. You can inherit it from your parent. It has good gameplay attached to it. Also, I start a lot of fires in my game anyway, so this is right up my alley. I love this one. This one might be my favorite one, honestly. So next up, we have the Pizza Appreciator. The only thing with this one is that it's found in the pizza delivery NPCs, and then whenever they eat pizza, they get a good moodlet. That's about it. Like, that's it. They get the amazing meal moodlet, and that's it, y'all. Doesn't do anything. I don't know if this one can be inherited from the parents. I'm not sure, but yeah, it doesn't really do that much. Like, I would have liked if this one allowed your Sims to spawn a pizza. So think about like the grilled cheese aspiration in The Sims 4. If you complete it, your Sims can basically spawn grilled cheese out of thin air. I would have liked something like that for this one. I mean, I guess it's cool that you get a nice moodlet, but like it doesn't really do anything. So I'm gonna put this in the not useful. Okay, y'all, so I want to go back and like correct myself for a second. I went back at the Sims wiki because I was like looking at the description for some of these traits. So for the Pyromaniac Sim, you can also get this trait if one of your parents is a genie. You can also get it from firefighters. And then for the Pizza Appreciator, this one can be inherited from your parents, but other than that, it doesn't really do anything. So it's not like I'm gonna change the ranking. It just is still in the bottom tier, Kind of cool that it can be inherited, but like, that's about it. So next up, we have the Makes No Messes trait. So this one you can get from maids and maybe even the resort workers from Island Paradise. You find this one on maid Sims, like maid NPCs, or like the resort workers from Island Paradise. And this one can also be inherited from them. Like, I know from maids you could get this from, but I'm not sure if you can also get this from the resort workers. Maybe? Probably. I'm not sure. It says in the description, the descendants of maids have cleanliness imprinted in their genetic code, so they never leave anything dirty. So yeah, basically for this one, your Sims will never really make a mess ever. They'll always want to like keep everything clean, which is useful. I think this one is like probably one of the best ones because like if your Sims houses or anything like my Sims houses, it can get dirty really quick. Because I'm pretty sure this is like a base game hidden trait, so I don't know if they ever went back and updated it for Island Paradise. Most likely yes, because they probably operate the same like gameplay wise. So I'm gonna assume you can also get this one from the resort workers as well. But even aside from that, even if you can't, I think this is really cool because like your Sims will basically be clean. I know we have the neat trait in the game, so you could just give this to your Sim and they'll be neat, but like I still think this is kind of cool. I guess technically this could also go in the kind of useful I guess tier, seeing as how we have the neat trait in the game. But personally, I like this one a whole lot, so I'm gonna put this in the very useful category. Okay, y'all, so next up we have the immune to fire, which I had to look it up, but apparently this one also, it works in tandem with the Pyromaniac trait. So you get this one if your parent is a genie or a firefighter. You can also find this on Bonehilda as well. But basically for this one, I'm just going to read it off the Sims Wiki page. It says Sims with this trait cannot be killed by fire, but can only be singed. It says they also put out fires much faster than normal and will autonomously put out fires even if they lack the daredevil or the brave traits. Which, again, y'all, this is amazing. I'm going to put this at the top, okay? Your Sims literally can leap into action and they'll really never die. So, like, literally, these two in tandem are, like, basically your Sim is almost immortal. Almost. I think this one is an amazing one. We're going to put that in the top tier also. Honestly, y'all, this has got to be, like, the best one. I'm going to put this in the very useful, and I'm going to put it right over here in the front because, like, that's, like, probably the best one that we got. Okay, so next up we have Can Salute. So this one just basically allows your Sims to salute. That's about it. So you'll see this hidden trait in Sims that are at least level 4 of the military career. Sims that also go to military school and graduate can also receive this hidden trait as well. This is also like an inheritance kind of trait, so your kids can also salute. And then it says on the Sims Wiki that this salute learned from completing level 2 scouting can only be used in childhood and does not activate this trait. So I guess kids can also do it if they do scouting, which is kind of cool, I guess. Honestly, I don't really know where to put this one, y'all. It's like I want to kind of put it in kind of useful because I guess if your Sims graduate school, they can use it, and also you can get it from your parents, which I guess it has some use to it, but it doesn't really do that much in terms of gameplay. Like, honestly, if you're looking at this from a pure gameplay standpoint, it doesn't really do that much. So I'm gonna put this one in not very useful. Honestly, I want to kind of like re-rank these like in the not useful category. So like, for example, I want to put this one maybe at the top because it's not the worst one of these, right? It's still gonna be in not useful, but it's like one of the better ones that's not that useful, you know? Like pizza can probably still go at the end because it doesn't really do anything. And then like maybe rocker can go there, and then maybe burglar, and then this one. We'll kind of rank it that way. And I guess we'll keep this ranking over here. This is fine. And I guess we'll keep that one too. So yeah, we'll have like rankings within the rankings, you know? Okay, so the next trait that we have is the can apprehend burglar. So this one kind of sounds like what it is. Basically, if your Sim is level 3 of the law enforcement career, if they have kids, they can get this trait as well. Also, cop NPCs have this. Basically, they can arrest burglars and stuff. I'm looking at the Sims Wiki though, and it also says that Sims with this trait can fight any burglars on home lot, which makes sense, right? It also slightly increases the chance of winning a fight, but only if the Sim with this hidden trait initiated the fight interaction. So yeah, you're not gonna like automatically win, but you'll get like a slight higher chance of winning. So I think that's pretty useful in my opinion. I'm gonna put this one maybe like right here, because like it's not the worst one, but like it's not the best one in my opinion. Like it's kind of useful to have because like suppose you don't have a Sim that's athletic, but you have a Sim that has this, you know, they can still kind of win, right? It's kind of like how it is in real life. You don't always have to be athletic to win a fight. So I'm gonna put this one maybe like in the middle and very useful because it's not like the worst. It's a little bit more useful in my opinion than like not being able to make a mess, really. You know, I guess it depends on like what kind of Simmer you are and how you play the game. But for me, this is a little bit more useful because my Sims stay getting robbed. So, you know, we're going to put that there. So last but not least, we have Private Eye. Now, I could not find a picture. Like, I went to the Sims Wiki. There was no picture for this. So I don't know if there is a picture that exists for this trait. I'm just using the perceptive trait as a placeholder. So like this is just the one you get in like regular Create a Sim, but yeah, I'm just going to use this as a placeholder. So you basically get this one if you're level 7 of the investigator profession, and that comes with ambitions. And it says on the Sims Wiki that Sims with this trait are able to sneak instead of walk and can bribe or beat up other Sims to convince them during opportunities. So it's only really useful in that career, and you cannot inherit this through gameplay. So like, I guess it's kind of useful if you have a sim that plays that career, but if you don't, you would never really see this ever, and you would never use it ever, and your kids would never get this trait. So I'm gonna just put this one in the kind of useful, I guess. Maybe it can go, maybe like right here. I like the investigator profession overall, but I don't really play it that much anymore. And then when I do, I mean, I don't really think about this. To me, this is like just part of the job. So I never even knew this was a hidden trait anyway. So yeah. But anyway, y'all, that is how I rank all of the hidden traits in The Sims 3. So I have to ask y'all, how would you rank these traits? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I kind of want to know how you would rank these. I would very much like to know how you would rank these. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, follow me over on Twitch, and if you have any more suggestions on things that I should rank, let me know, because I would definitely do another one of these videos. It's been a while since I've done one, so like, I'm ready to get back into it and start ranking again, so let me know. Also, I want to say a big thank you to the people over at Sims Wiki for making this nice webpage with all this good information. This was a nice read. So I'll leave a link down below again if you want to read up on any of this stuff. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!